I called this press conference today to address a terrible tragedy that occurred late Sunday night, Mother's Day, in the southern part of Charleston County. And as a result of this tragedy, a lot of attention has been focused on the deputies that were injured in this accident. But my intent today is to bring back into focus that 3 beautiful souls were lost Sunday night. Our hearts are broken, and the family affected by this are doing all they can to make sense of this. And we, as an agency, are doing everything we can to be supportive of them during this difficult time. You all already have the facts about what happened. We've released the facts as they've come to us, as we know them. I just want to recap what happened, the series of events that happened that night. On Sunday night, again, it was Mother's Day, at about 11 p.m., Deputy Emily Pelletier was responding to a call to assist a motorist that had broken down on Highway 17 near Ravenel. The caller on the phone told dispatch that it was dark, she was scared, and a car nearly hit her while she was broken down in the road. She didn't have lights on her vehicle. Deputy Pelletier was responding to help her, and she was traveling on New Road at that time. At the same time, a car driven by Shanice Dantzler Williams, 28-year-old, was traveling south on Highway 17, and during this response, the 2 vehicles collided. First responders were summoned to the scene, and 28-year-old Shanice, her younger sister Miranda, and their mother Stephanie all died as a result of their injuries on scene. Miranda had just graduated from Claflin University the day before with a degree in criminal justice. While the roadway was closed down for that incident, a second accident occurred within sight of the first accident. At about 2:30 that morning, Deputy Jonathan Rand and his trainee, Joy DeSomber, were stationary in their vehicle just north of that incident, but within sight of it, when a vehicle disregarded the roadblock, several roadblocks, and crashed into their vehicle. That vehicle, the fourth vehicle, was driven by a Logan McCullough. Both deputies were entrapped. Both had to be extricated by emergency workers who were already on scene at the first accident. Both were transported to the hospital. Deputy Rand is still in ICU, but it appears he will recover from his injuries. And the other 2 have been released. The other 2 deputies have been released, and they are healing. The 4th driver, I'm told this morning, is still in the hospital. When I met with the family on Monday morning, it was abundantly clear to me the bond that these 3 girls, these 3 women shared with one another and with Mrs. Simmons, their grandmother, who was Stephanie's mother, and Miranda and Shanice's grandmother. Mrs. Simmons was very clear when she told me they were a close family. She said the girls were inseparable. They did everything together. The family is heartbroken. We are heartbroken. They are devastated. We are devastated. They're relying heavily on their faith and their love for one another to get them through this. On Monday, we prayed together, we cried together, and we tried to find peace. And I'm not sure we did. When we let the family know that we needed to make a statement about this and release details about them, about their family, I asked them, what message would you want me to convey? Their response was simple. They were 3 kind, loving, and precious souls. So it's my intent to honor that family's wishes and let that family and the Charleston community know, and our extended community in Walterboro and Green Pond, where this family resided, and the entire state, know that Sunday night, tragically, 3 kind and beautiful and precious souls were lost. You know, while we try to make sense of this and we search for the answers, what is clear to me is the love they shared for one another and how much they were loved by their family, their friends, their community, and for Miranda, her Claflin family. Our hearts go out to all of them. This loss is unbearable, and I hope you all respect the family's wishes and honor those wishes and continue to send prayers to that family. But we will continue to honor the family's wishes and do whatever we can to ease this incredible burden that they are suffering. Both of the collisions are under investigation by the South Carolina Highway Patrol. And as the video becomes available to us, we will release the video. We just don't have anything to release at this time. There's many details we don't have. And I'm not going to stand here and give you opinions and make assumptions absent the facts we just don't have. And I hope you all respect that. This is a tragic loss. It's a tragic loss for our state, our community, and especially this family. And we, as the Sheriff's Office, are committed to continuing to review our response procedures to ensure the safety of everybody that's on these roads. We have that responsibility and we have that duty. With that, I'll take a few questions.
Sheriff Michael Hickman with Live 5. Can you reiterate that you said Shanice was driving physically on Highway 17, or was she coming off of New Road onto Highway 17?
No, Shanice was driving south on Highway 17.
So the same direction that the deputy was?
No, she was driving on 17. Deputy Pelletier was coming off New Road onto 17.
Do you know if Deputy Pelletier's lights and sirens were activated?
We don't have that information. I do not believe so. We just don't have that information. The video is designed to capture, designed to turn on when the lights are activated or after a collision. It generally captures 30 seconds prior. Right now we don't have any data that says that there's any video prior to the collision.
And at this point, do we know how fast either driver was going?
We do not.
Sheriff, have you seen the dash cam video?
There is no dash cam video. No.
So
No.
what video will be released?
So the dash cam video that was in the vehicle, Deputy Pelletier's car, didn't reveal anything. It was a blank screen. We don't know if that was because of damage during the collision or if there's some sort of malfunction. So right now, South Carolina Highway Patrol has the video, and they're getting with the manufacturer to try to retrieve what they can. We do know that there was video from the reverse camera, but it doesn't really show anything.
And so you don't believe that Deputy Pelletier's lights were on?
We do not know.
You do not know.
We do not know.
And you said yesterday in this statement that you were reviewing the policy. What is the policy of responding to a non-emergency call? Was that followed, and what are you reviewing about that policy?
You know, it shouldn't take a tragedy to review our policies, and it doesn't. We're consistently and continuously reviewing policies to respond. In any rate, they have to respond with due care and safety to others.
In the second collision, you said that the driver went through multiple barricades. Do you know how many?
So I was on scene, and I know how many were there when I was on scene, and it appeared to be every intersection from Highway 165 and 17 to the collision. There was a deputy at every turnaround. So I don't know how many that is.
And at this point, do you believe it was a DUI, potentially?
We do not. There's no evidence to suggest that.
Does Pelletier have prior law enforcement experience?
She's brand new. She's brand new. I think she started in 2021 out of college.
Sheriff Graziano, when it comes to the policy and procedures for responding to calls, does it differ, for a disabled vehicle to maybe a crash? I mean, is there any different
the response, regardless of lights and siren are on, you still have to use due care. It's not going to matter in this instance.
Is there anybody else who has a question? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.